Just enough power to complete the call.
Oh, yeah, you got money. Trying to allow all.
They're all doing it at once.
Say again. The communication proclamation.
No, I mean the guy who referred to me as Patty.
That, I don't know who that was. Could not hear him. Patty Peppermint? Uh-oh.
No, those voices are different.
Voices are different.
My God, are they all magpies or are those different people? I'll bet they're different people.
I think magpies are a type of bird.
They are. They're rather worthless in nature.
Yeah, but they eat frozen meat in the wintertime.
Sounds like something that lives in Australia.
No, they don't. No bird eats frozen meat. They generally like to catch it live on the hook.
Yeah, magpies are indigenous to the northern region of America and also all of Canada.
That would be magpies.
Do you have any golden eagles over there in the Hoosier National Forest?
Very small amounts, not worth excavating.
I'll tell you what, when I start walking through the woods after finding out what the golden eagle can do, I look up in the trees more than I look on the ground.
Stand by, stand by, stand by. Hello, Mr. Hello, Mr. Ted. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. WB6WQ. I just chimed in. I have, like I said, no idea what's happening out here, but anyway, WB6WQ, the great state of Alabama listening.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on. I read a book and told me to talk slower and to be very slow at talking, very articulate, and to enunciate every word clearly so that even the mentally ill could be illustrated to with a functionality of understanding. Over.
What book are you talking about, Darren?
That is the difference between talking and speaking. Are you talking or are you speaking? HD station that you could drive around and maybe not have any WIB, WIG, yeah.
I don't think they've ever put a HD exciter in the listening room for AM. We had one for FM, but not AM. That seemed to be the interest anyway. WILO in Frankfurt actually had HD on the end. They're kind of
even the manager over there, I met him and we had some meetings with him, and they purposely, I think when he purposely loaned him the equipment to transmit, and I don't remember, the freak 1070 or something like that. I'm so away from that I've forgotten just where everything was located. But it was, I think that was a 1 kilowatt daytimer or something like that. Frankfurt's not the size of Kokomo, and it would not support a 5 kilowatt AM station like WIOU, I don't think. So it would hardly get out of the county. The fellows wanting to test it would need to go over to drive to Frankfurt, I suspect, to get the full effect of it. HD FM makes more sense. We did determine that, for example, the West Side Highway in New York City, that's wicked. HD goes through that just beautifully. No problems at all. So it's a question of how much redundant data they have, how much error correction and so forth is available to them, to the radio to deal with the
atacaba y se lleva todo, pero no le da el chance a uno de poder defenderse contra una persona que tenga.
It's going to be not fresh weather, if you know what I mean. Oh, so, what's that? Alrighty, southwest, north Atlantic, including the Bahamas. Right, yeah, it's going to be some strong winds out there, everybody. Strong southerly winds as well. I develop off the northwest of Florida tonight ahead of a next cold front forecast to enter the basin early Wednesday. That's the cold front we're getting through here right now. Well, it actually passed a few hours ago, I think. Frequent gusts. I clocked the gust here. Let me see. We're going to have my weather station. I clocked the gust here at about 26 miles an hour or so. It's just going to be blowing. Frequent gusts, the gale force. There's a number 1 and a number 2 standby. They need one tug that's the duty tug.
Tug and a number 1 standby. If they need 3 tug backs,
The number 2 standby got to take so okay.
Joined them. And so I was able to, I had living quarters there on the base. I was able to stay at my living quarters on number 2 standby day. As long as when they called me, I could be there in 10 minutes. And I lived right close there. So I was doing my job.
And they called it the light out.
Was to go over there and wake everybody.
My first job was to unhook the shore power, get all get the engine started. We had the diesel electric boats had 2. They were I don't remember. Maybe they were V16s. They were General Motors diesels.
still remember that. You go down there and you open the blow-down valves. That's where you blow the moisture from the cylinder out to the atmosphere. You open the loop valves up. You made sure the fuel valves was closed. And you had a wheel up on the switchboard that you'd put over the start position. You could hear that thing. It would blow any moisture out. So then, you stopped that, you went back and you closed the blow down, you opened up the fuel valves, the coolant valves, and all that stuff, and then you started that engine. And that engine had a, let's see, how did that work? It had a generator right on the, engine. It had a belt-driven exciter. That was a small exciter generator that would put the power into the field of the main generator. And we had two of them. And man, we had some great big batteries down there that we started those things with. And so then once the boat was started, then I went up there and I woke up the crew. And I put the coffee on. And of course, then shortly thereafter we get underway, for wherever we were going. Usually we were escorting, down at Gitmo there was a lot of Russian ships coming in and out, and they'd have the tugboats escort those ships in. So they tried to turn into the harbor, the tugboat was supposed to push it off. And, it's hard to push a large ship once it gets some headway on it. But anyhow, it was that, plus we had to turn the large ships around in the harbor there. Like the aircraft carriers and stuff like that. And we had to turn them around and point them back out to sea. And that was a pretty good job. But my job when we was underway, if there was no trouble in the engine room, I rode up on a flying bridge and I relayed hand signals down to the skipper from the harbor pilot at the voice tube. And if it was a forward bell, he'd toot once on the horn. If it was a back bell, he would give it twice on the horn and let the pilot know that he got the command. And that was pretty cool. It was all hand signals. And then where I couldn't see the pilot, he was on a ship where I couldn't see him, then we used walkie-talkies. And I had that. My job was to use the ship's radio and talk to port control and keep the log. Now, if there was something in the engine room, that took priority, So I had a good job, and they let me run the tugboat a couple times. That was kind of cool. Hey, there's another one, Kim. Go ahead and pick him up. I need to get out of here. It's been out for about an hour and a half. I need to go check on him, make sure he's okay. So pick that other station up, Kim. I'll catch you the next time you get on here. KA8 FBI. Okay, Jeff. Hey, thanks, man. Great to talk to you and run into you again. 7-3s, and I hope everything's well there. KA8 SBI, this is KG90. And the other station, go ahead. I can hardly hear you, but go ahead and try it. I'm running a kilowatt here. My name's Ken. My call is Kilo Golf 9 Oscar. I'm located in Marion, Indiana. Go ahead. Okay, you're right in my noise level, and I can barely hear you. What's your call again? Give it to me phonetically. You're quite welcome. I got your AB2DF, and my call again is Kilo Golf 9 Oscar. My name's Ken, Kilo Echo November, and I'm in Marion, Indiana. What's your name there, 2DF? Name here is Michael. So, Mike, Charlie,
Okay, Michael. I got that. Your name's Michael. Well, I'll tell you what, you're right in my noise level. My noise level has come up to S&I in here, believe it or not, but I was able to pull your name out. Well, you're quite welcome. I'm 82 years old, and I was there from 1960 to 68. If I was younger, I'd want to go back and do it all over again. 7-3 says, thanks for giving me a shout, and you're quite welcome for the service. I'd do it again, and I'm sure everybody would. 7-3 is Michael. If the bandwidth's better, I'd be able to copy y'all. I'm having a very difficult time, so I'm going to let you go because I'm not getting everything. ABTDF, 7-3 is Michael, and thanks again. This is KG890. Okay, 7-3 Michael, thanks again, KG90, and I'll be clear.
Maybe Rick and Roy are listening too, I don't know. WA2JID, is this frequency open, please?
Well, I'd like to stay on 75. I know, and Bill has said that, if they move back down to 160, he's not able to, to get in there. And, Bill's been a pretty, a regular, so, it'd be good to, try to stay on 75. It's hard to, and it's even hard to call a alternate frequency, too, because, you never know, the alternate can be busy also.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, like you say, it's pretty congested down here anyway. The French Canadians like this band as part of the band anyway, I guess. Well, anyway, W82JID, we'll stick here for a few minutes.
Yeah, KBYL, well, finishing up there anyway, so a little bit earlier today. But, I don't know if, well, actually, I was up on 40 this afternoon. Rick came in. Boy, he's got that little square radio sounded excellent, sounded real good. So he's got that cooking. And so I think he's up at the camp. Yeah, he took it with him, and he was playing with it up there. So, he was around earlier. Anyway, Rick, you around there? W3 GSL, KB1AL. No, I guess not. Somebody was here on this frequency a little while ago, but they signed off. You mentioned the Canadians. They do hang normally around 37, 65, and 55. So, like you say, from 50 on up, they usually hang around this area. But, we'll see how it goes for the future. And the other frequency we used to go on 3969, that's not guaranteed either. The Michigan boys, tend to get in there also. Sometimes they're not there for days, and all of a sudden they'll show up. So what are you going to do? Yeah, well, what you got to do is you got to look around and see what's open, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. I've been listening here for quite a while, and I was about ready to jump in there and use a little bit of my French that I do know, and forgive me why, and see if they spit Caroline Ray. I did hear Rick make a call there, but they didn't really respond to him. At least I don't think they did. So I don't know. He made a couple of comments there, so maybe they just ignored him.
Gee, that's too bad. Somebody didn't snag him, and I was actually looking up towards 9-1, because there was another conversation on 3788. So they popped in there. So the next one up would have been 91. I made a few calls, and that was open. So, what was this? The thing is, you can have them move and everything, and then no one's going to show up. So there's always that, too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it hasn't been a problem for several months here, so it seems like they wait until we get off and then get back on there. Because I thought it come on after we clear out a little after 8 o'clock. And so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, here we are, two of us.
Yeah, how's your rain situation? I've got the map up. Looks like some scattered rain up your way. But boy, we're supposed to get tomorrow 3 inches plus, maybe. So, and then at the end, it may be even some thunderstorms. So, sounds like it's going to be rough and tumble. I got grocery paid already. Some of the shelves were bare on some items. And then there was the other thing, there's I think it's gas, too, for the generator. And you never know. We're talking about some very high winds tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a Christmas party tomorrow night. Well, it starts at 6. And hopefully we'll get out of there before it really gets too bad. They're saying it's supposed to change over. We're supposed to get 100% rain tomorrow, and a lot of rain. I gotta put new windshield wipers on my car. I bought them a month or so ago, and I just didn't bother to
put them on, but I was out driving today, and they're really shot. I can see, but they don't do a very good job. So tomorrow morning I took out those windshield wipers, and I'm going to put them back on, and I'll put the new ones on again, and hopefully I'll be okay. If not, I'll drive my truck. I used to drive my truck. I feel much more comfortable in bad weather because I sit up there and the fire and the lights are brighter and and I feel more secure, if there was some kind of an accident. It's four-wheel drive too, but boy, it's a fair to park. It's a crew cab, it's a pretty big truck. It's only a 6-foot bed, but it's a big truck. So I usually drive that when I'm traveling too, because I feel more secure out on the highway with it. And it's got, a lot of bells and whistles that my car doesn't have. The car doesn't have GPS in it or anything like that either. I have to use my cell phone. So. But anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I went out and did a little Christmas shopping this afternoon, but that didn't amount to too much. And I finally got the rest of the Christmas lights up, and that's what I did today. And I guess tomorrow I'll just play around with windshield wipers on the car and hope it's not too bad. Tell me what you do, Chad.
Yeah. How far are you to drive for the party?
Oh, it's about 10 miles. It's nothing big up there. It's just off the highway. Get on the highway, go up and get off. It's just down there about a block. One of the exits. One of the main exits in the Binghamton. It's not really a great part of town, but it's okay. It's a new place. I've been in there years and years and years ago, but apparently it's under new management. And they decided to have the party there. So I guess it's pretty good. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, well, there's a thing to try to let them spot out. So, anyway, I don't, I guess, lately hasn't been too talkative, so I guess, I don't know, maybe he's got those projects going, so I don't know, why, Rick, you guys are up? No, I guess, we're just shooting down, and we probably went to go watch it's still the same for, how many years I've been dealing with this. So, it's a chronic situation, but at least you can get up to the truth. That's about it. So, I really have watched the guys, because of the diabetes, so we gotta watch those numbers. So, let me take care of business. First, thanks for, coming down here, and, glad I caught you. So, we'll see what happens in the coming days. Walk around, go up, go down, and see what's available. That's all. If I find this bag is too big to use, I'm going to have to take off first, and I give you one else. Yeah, okay, I see that there's kind of a little break in the action up above, so maybe those guys cleared Roy and Rick are in there, I don't know. I'll swing up there and see. So, 7-3, I understand your situation, and actually my situation got worse than that. So, boy, I hope you don't get into that Ramsey or the Batman all the time. That was really getting to be a real problem. Thank God I had some really good help to come in. That one girl that came in at her own time. I mean, I paid her through an agency, but she came in at her own time every single night and helped me get her. She paid her and helped me get her in bed and so on. But I was on duty all night long, and I didn't get much sleep those days. Anyway, it's 7-3, go take care of business. Yes, I know you've been through hard. All right, well, you made it through. And, be good to yourself now. Have I take care. I won't take anyone else.
That was perfectly great. I can hear you without any trouble. Needless to say, I can probably yell out the back door, and you could probably hear me, so that was pretty good. With you switching mics, and Philip is probably the only one that can make any difference. I really think that's probably what the difference would do. But you come into his mind now. Have a good time with it. So I think I'll let you pick up on that mic for him and remember that the group.
There's something to say about that down the road, but I mean, it's been a wet day here, just that. I mean, it was like in the 60s outside, but it's been real muggy and wet. It rained this morning quite a bit. Yep, see here, all day. It's not a hard rain, just a little spit here and there, and misty, whatever. It was foggy in the morning. Definitely warm. Well, not warm, but you know, same as we described. Yeah, I had a dentist appointment this morning at 11 o'clock, and it rained all the way over, and it rained all the way back. It rained again this afternoon, then it finally quit. I don't think it's rained anymore. I mean, it looks like it could, but it hasn't. Roger.
Tech Titan tonight.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, man. I enjoy using this thing every once in a while.
So what are you driving it with?
I'm running the 101D.
Roger. Liking that radio?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, this is the second one I've had, but yeah, I think I like it better now than I did before.
Got more of an appreciation for it?
Yeah, maybe so. It plays, I like the receiver on it. The receiver's pretty good on it. It's quieter than some of the other rigs I've had, but yeah, I like it. It's alright.
Quieter than the 7610?
Oh yeah, it is.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna lie to you. You know, I'm an icon person, but it is quieter.
Wow.
Quieter than the 7700. Quieter than the 7610. Quieter than the 5000. It's a little bit, I think the receiver's a little bit quieter on this than the 5000. It may just be me, but there's no doubt. It's definitely quieter. That's not even using any of the noise reduction stuff. I mean, that's just the receiver.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of noise reduction stuff. I don't like that distortion it introduces.
No, I don't either. I will say this. I think this radio does that better than any of the rest of them that I've had.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Yankee uses all the same DSP in all the radios. And even my FTDX 1200 definitely had the best DSP of any of the DSP equipped radios I've owned. Bar none.
Right. But anyway, it's a good rig. But I'm an icon person. I like that sound, you know. The receive audio is just always pretty good, and you can't beat the transmit audio on an icon. I mean, out of the box, they just sound wonderful.
Yeah, the Yankee definitely takes a little bit more effort with that contour equalizer they got.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little more involved in it for sure. You just don't turn it on, it's ready to go. What's Ronnie doing? Trying to stir up trouble? Troublemaker. That's right. Hey man, hello. What's up, guys? Not a whole lot. How you doing, Jeff? Good day? Yeah, pretty good. Good.
No, I turned this thing over here a while ago. I couldn't have been here 30 seconds when I heard Tony said something about charging the battery. I've been caught.
Yeah. Well, I think the question of the day, y'all, based on last night's conversation, I want to know how many of them dudes' shoes did they come home with today?
Oh Lord, I can't imagine.
Oh man. Y'all been knowing Marty a lot longer than I have, but for some reason I just can't picture him walking around with a pair of those shoes on. I'm sorry. Ain't no telling. Man, he's the guy I picture going to the beach. Out there laying on the beach with his blue jeans and his boots on. With his hair cut off. His work boots. Yes, sir. There's a guy I went to the Masonic Lodge with. Good old boy. Hard worker. Just good people. he's always blue jean and had these work boots on. Always. If you saw him,
He came to lodge, that's what he had on.
I saw him at a wedding.
That's what he had on.
I mean, that's just what he wore, always. Nothing wrong with that. That's just the way he rolled. He didn't care what everybody else was wearing.
That's called setting your ways.
That's called just being comfortable in yourself.
That's right.
You know what? It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. I don't care. But I'm gonna tell you, now that I know how much these dude shoes cost, these folks are...
Good evening. This is Kilo Charlie 9er Uniform Delta X-Ray. My name is Matt, and I welcome you to the 2 a.m. net. The purpose of this net is to promote the use of amplitude modulation and also to establish this part of this band as a place for AM activity in this area. Everyone is invited to listen. Licensed amateurs who can do so legally are encouraged to check in. We listen in the AM mode and transmit in the AM mode where possible. If you cannot transmit in AM, we encourage you to listen in AM and transmit in FM. If you are transmitting in FM, please adjust your transmit frequency a couple kCs above or below from our receive frequency. This facilitates the use of slope detection, that is, demodulating your FM signal with our AM receivers. When checking in, please announce your call sign in standard phonetics. Again, this is KC9UDX. My name is Matt, and I will now begin accepting check-ins. Any stations wishing to check in, please come now.
KC9UDX, N9CXK. Hello, Matt.
Alright, got one so far, recognizing Carol and 9CXK, and I don't believe this, I don't have a backup pencil. When I wrote your X, my pencil lead broke. Oh well, I'll figure it out here. Do we have anybody else? Come now, please. Well, it's going to be a short net if it's just the two of us, though I suspect somebody else will come by here soon. And I don't have anything in particular to talk about. Other than that, I got an email from Gary, W9TOF. I haven't heard from him in a long while. I found out that his horse, Lima Echo Echo, had passed away earlier this year, and I can imagine that how that affects Gary. But he seems to be doing okay. He's doing better. He's got a new horse, and I just found out, of course, 2 minutes before the net here, that the fan that I have pointed at this radio to stabilize the temperature is not working. So I don't know if I'll poke around here during the net to try to get that working again, or just deal with that afterward. And I suppose I will say this is the Christmas edition of the 2 a.m. net, last one for the year. And I'll see if you have anything on your mind, Carol, and 9CXK from KC9UDX.
Oh, well, okay. Didn't hear anybody else there. KC9UDX and 9CXK. Yeah, you know, TOF. I heard him talking on the East Side radio repeater. And he was talking about his horse and how he had gotten a new horse and all that. So he sounded pretty happy about the whole thing. I think he was doing well, and he figured that his old horse, it was time for him to go. Just not something he wanted to prolong, you know. So sounded okay. He sounded okay with that. But I did hear him talking. Well, maybe we'll just keep your transmissions shorter so the radio doesn't heat up so much. And I don't have a lot to talk about either. I didn't want to miss, but not a lot going on. All we're doing is decorating outside and inside for Christmas, and getting things together for Christmas. Thank goodness my sister-in-law is going to have Christmas at her house again this year. So I don't have to fight with that. We did our Thanksgiving. That was a lot of people, but now Thanksgiving we can relax just a little bit. And no, I don't know, not much. I've been outside doing a lot of stuff, trying to get everything done before it gets real cold. It's going to be cold for a day or two, and then it's going to warm up a little bit, back to normal, and we should be fine. I don't think. I don't think I have any antenna work that I want to do. I'm just going to relax and enjoy what I've got that's working. So, there was some solar activity. There was an X-flare, again, not Earth-directed, so I guess it was kind of an impressive flare, but it didn't come this way. Solar activity, I mean, the solar flux is enhanced. There's changes to all the bands all the time here now. The morning up till noon or so, the higher frequency HF bands are good. The lower HF bands just aren't very good at all. I don't know, not too much else. I'm just talking to talk here. Back to you, Matt. And if anybody's listening, come on in.
All right, fine business, Carol. And I guess I don't do any of the decorating around here. I did carry the Christmas tree into the house. Of course, I carried it all around the Christmas tree farm too. And normally, I guess the extent of my involvement in that stuff is, I've got a sheet of plywood with a Christmas tree stand bolted to it. And I keep that in the ceiling in the basement here. And then I take that upstairs and set it up. It's got a railroad track on it. I don't know if I'll put the train on it this year. I didn't last year. I don't think I have in a couple of years. And this year my wife, I think, got the plywood and the stand set up while I was at work. I'm not sure. I wasn't around when it got set up. But other than that, I just don't get involved too much with that stuff. We are having we are having people over here for Christmas. And I'm expected to be somewhere else on the same day, so I'm not sure how that's all going to go yet. Not really going to worry about it either. And I actually sat down here and listened on HF for a good hour today, getting ready for the net here. And that's the first time I've done that in ages. Didn't hear anything on 10. 15 sounded like it was open. Didn't hear anybody on there though. But let's see if we have anybody else yet. Anybody wishing to check into the 2 a.m. net, come now, please.
Whiskey Bravo 9. Bravo Whiskey Papa.
All right, got one more. Recognizing and welcoming Dave, WB9BWP, our net's most loyal check-in. Do we have anybody else? Come now, please. All right, hearing none, we'll send it right to you, Dave, WB9BWP from KC9UDX.
Okay. I don't know about most loyal check-in, no. That's a pretty big title there. And I wasn't here last month. And I almost wasn't here tonight. Right after the net here, I get to go upstairs and go to bed. Because now there's a bunch of holes in my back and put a plastic toggle bolt in. So it's not a pretty sight to watch me go up and down the stairs. But I have been able to do it, at least. So as a result, I haven't done much. Radio things, I've made a few nets. I did work the LBRY and the expedition. Last week, was it, maybe? And here I thought, hey, it sounds like a new one. No, I worked somebody else there 2 years ago. But other than that, like I say, I don't have much to say because I haven't been doing much. It's my back got stupid here, along with various other body parts this year. And so that kept me from doing things, kept me from finishing. I was close to finishing my antenna work for the year. But my foot slipped a little bit, or was going to slip on some dirt, and I jerked, and that's what kept me out of the basement for 3 or 4 weeks. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. So, I'll just send it back. I came in here while Carol was talking, so I don't know if we're it or not. This is WB9BWP.
All right, thank you, Dave. Fine business. Glad to hear you're doing better. Sorry you couldn't get your antenna work done. We are it tonight so far. There's just 3 of us. My daughter did get her 10-meter antenna put back up. Gotta keep an eye on my radio here. Probably missed that, so I'll say it again. My daughter got her 10-meter antenna put back up. In the bitter cold, whatever day it was last week, or I don't remember anymore, but it was the coldest day we had so far. She was out there putting the antenna back up in the tree. The rope, there's two kinds of rope on that antenna, and one of them crumbled to dust. So sooner or later here we're going to have to get some new rope for that, and one of these days I've got to drag a feed line out there. I did dig out a 10-meter radio for her to use, and went through quite a bit of trouble to get a microphone for it. So all I need now is some feed line run out there, and I may be able to wrangle something together here, because I've got a different 10-meter antenna laying on the ground out there, which is still connected in here. Maybe I can disconnect that and connect to that somehow. We will see. And since we are still at the bottom of the list, let's see if we have any more check-ins for the 2 a.m. net. Come now, please. Hearing none so far. Dave, you're a 6.5 out of 10. Carol, you're a 7 out of 10. And I think that's a little bit better than normal. Couldn't say why, but I think you guys are normally like 6 and 6.5. But we'll go back to the top of the list. Carol, N9CXK from KC9UDX.
KC9UDX and WB9BWP. Hi, Dave. N9CXK. All right. I was outside most of the day, and my eyes are starting to droop here. But I'm trying to think what else there is to talk about. I haven't got anything to talk about at all. I was looking at my antennas today. Everything is still up there. I asked the neighbor if maybe sometime next summer I could run one of my wires into his yard. That'd give me another 30, 40 feet into his yard, and a nice big high tree. And he said, yeah, no problem. If you want to put it up there, that's fine, because it wouldn't, if it fell down, it wouldn't fall on anything but some grass. So I might try to do that. I might try to stretch my 160-meter half wave up. If I can get that up in the air. It'll still have to bend around the yard, but that extra 30, 40 feet over there would really help. So that would be pretty easy. Climb up there with the ladder and put a anchor in the tree. And other than that, what did I see today? In the lake in front of the house, I'm pretty sure it was a wood duck swimming, and then we had some mallards and some other black and white ducks behind them. So that was pretty interesting. And then a few days ago, we had a whole flock of diving ducks. The most I counted at one time was 7 on the surface, but they kept diving so fast it was pretty hard to keep track of them. So we had a lot of visitors, especially when we had those really high winds. The other day, a whole flock of swans landed and pulled themselves into the shoreline over here by us where it was a little calmer. So that was really nice to see. Just a whole bunch of swans, beautiful white. And, yeah, not much else going on. Yesterday I really felt like throwing the kayak in the water and going out. Not today. And then CXK. Over.
All right, thank you, Carol. And yeah, it was pretty warm out the other day. I don't think I had any damage from the wind this most recent time, but the previous time that we had a lot of wind, I have a decorative fence, decorative wall, whatever you call it, and the wind was so strong it broke 2 4x4 posts. So one of these days I'll have to deal with that. And find business on the wood duck. I don't know too much about ducks. I used to work for a guy who was a duck farmer, and he would have all kinds of stories about ducks, and I never really paid attention. Well, I did some looking around here, and that fan is on my 12 volt bus, which is powered by an Astron power supply on the floor. And I don't have 12 volts, at least none of the other things here that I can reach that should be powered by that bus are working, which makes me think that the 12 volt bus is not 12 volts. And that could be as simple as a broken off connector somewhere, or as bad as a Astron power supply that is no longer a power supply. So I hope it's the former. I used to have a car battery in here powered by that power supply, powering that bus. But that was a long time ago now. And speaking of cars, my wife's power steering had been acting up, and it got real bad right before we drove down to Illinois last month, and I had made the decision not to work on it till after we got back, lest I open a can of worms the day before we go and not be able to take that vehicle. Well, I worked on it the next day after we got back from Illinois, and it was making a real funny smell, and it had the power steering didn't have hardly any power. Well, I bought a pump to replace the pump because I, for some reason, figured that was the problem. And I started taking it apart, and I found out that the pulley that Chrysler 25 years ago used was a piece of plastic, and it has a metal hub pressed into the center. Well, that metal hub had come completely free from the plastic, and the bad smell was probably the plastic burning. And it's an absolute miracle that we drove down to Illinois and back with that pulley broken like that. But it did turn out to be an easy fix. I did that also on that coldest day that we had so far, replacing that pulley. And next, Dave, it's your turn again, WB9BWP from KC9UDX.
Wow, I've got to come up with more stuff today. I'm talking about doing antenna work in the cold. So, when was that? At least a couple of years ago, maybe 3 or 4 actually. There was no snow on the ground, and I was fiddling with something I wanted to try. And so it was probably around this time of year. I'm outside with 2 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of pants. Blowing wires through the yard. By now, neighbors are used to things doing crazy things out there. I'm talking about 10 meters. There is a 10-meter contest this weekend. I probably won't be able to get down the stairs here for it. Unless things really go well tomorrow. And the bands cooperate. But anyway, that's this weekend. The ARL 10-meter contest. So if there's going to be activity, that's the time. I haven't made the last couple of club meetings or any of that, so I can't even talk about that stuff. I'm just looking here at the calendar and stuff, and no, it's just me acting like an old man here for the last couple of months. So I think I got that part is down pretty well. It's time to move on to other things, but I say I can't get the rest of my body to cooperate with that. For various reasons, I've been having to do physical therapy since May, and a couple of times when I go in there and they're like, well, where should we start today? And I say, oh, just pick a spot. Doesn't matter. Everywhere needs work. Yeah, come to your conference this weekend. MRIC meeting next week. LBRY roundup is 3 weeks away. First weekend in January. Back on the day that probably would have been a West Island Handcraft if they were still doing that. It's actually hard to believe that we're at that point on the calendar. Yeah, I'm still working on that's my radio. That's the timer on the radio. I'm still working on June or July. Time goes really fast, but everything I'm working on just keeps moving backwards in time. Anyway, I'm sorry to really babble. So I'll just give in and turn it back to Nat. This is WB9BWP.
All right, thank you, Dave. And I can certainly relate to that. Time is definitely flying here. And I never get anywhere. Everything's always going backwards, just like you said. I haven't been to a MRAC meeting, probably since the springtime. I'm not even positive. And I do plan to go to the one next week, if something else doesn't pop up. I will not be working that weekend, so I should be able to go. I did just look at my calendar, and I must have deleted that accidentally from the calendar. That's a repeating event. It should be on there all the time, and it's not. So I guess I get to put that back on again. And we'll have to check out that 10-meter. Excuse me. Have to check out that 10-meter contest. I guess that's a good reason for me to get in gear and get that antenna hooked up. That antenna in the front yard was supposed to be a summertime thing that you just put up whenever you want to use it, but it's been stuck up there in the tree for a couple of years now. And as long as it's up there, we might as well use it. And we're at the bottom of the list. Let's see if we have any more check-ins for the 2 a.m. net. Come now, please. Well, hearing none, I will say that it does seem pretty certain that my work schedule is changing, and I will have to be out of here at 9 o'clock next year, starting the 6th. So we'll be running the net only till 9 o'clock, no longer. And I guess we'll have to decide if it would be worthwhile to move the time. I guess it's not always the case, but days like today I could have easily started the net at 7 o'clock. Don't know how that is for everybody else. And we'll go back to the top of the list. N9CXK from KC9UDX.
KC9UDX and 9CXK. Very good. Oh, and Dave, I'm so sorry to hear about your back. It sounds like you really did something to it, and they're going to attempt to alleviate some of your pain, if nothing else. So hopefully that goes very well. It's one of the last things you want to do, but when you have to, you have to. So that's something we'll be saying a prayer for you then. But I'm glad you're here because yeah, there were questions for a couple of weeks there. Where's Dave? Where's Dave? He never misses anything. Where's that guy? We need the updates. We need all the updates on the contests and DX stations and things. So glad you're here. Glad I'm here too. It's been kind of, since I retired, it's been nothing but work around here. So I'm slowly getting more accustomed to what I shouldn't be doing. So I think I'll fall into rhythm in a while here. But I think we're into the winter here. I think we're doing okay. It's going to be cold. We're going to have a couple days when we just want to stay inside. But I kind of think we have to drive downtown Milwaukee one of those days. Yeah, nice to be in here in the shack. It's very nice and warm here. I'm on the second floor, always nice and warm. And I can look out my window and see all across the whole other side of the lake. And I'm the only guy with the Christmas lights on the lake. So that's kind of fun. I put the white lights along the gutters and the dormer and stuff on the lake side here. So when we drive by around on the road, you can really see it all the way down the lake. Yeah. Kind of fun, and I did it myself. Most of the people around here, they just hire somebody to put all these fabulous lights up, and it's kind of too much in a lot of cases. Really too much in a lot of cases. That's something else they got money for, so more power to them, I guess. I don't know, Matt, I'm kind of tired, and I might just make this just about the final here. I don't have anything spectacular to talk about. Status quo. N9CXK, over.
All right. Thank you, Carol. And I suppose with only three of us, it's kind of hard to come up with things to talk about. Especially for me, my life is work and sleep, and once a month I get to do this, and throughout the month I will think about things to talk about, and then by the time we get around to tonight, I don't remember anything. I do appreciate the cold. It'd be nice if we had some more snow, but there should be enough man-made snow at Lapham Peak to go skiing if I get an opportunity. And I sure wish they'd cool it with the salt on the roads. Holy cow. My windshield is getting covered with salt driving to work, and there's no moisture of any kind anywhere. And it's not like I'm following right behind people. It's really annoying. Anyway, we'll go next to Dave, WB9BWP from KC9UDX.
I think you turned it over. You were doing your breakup thing there. We haven't done much decorating for a few years now. My wife used to brag about how many lights you have on the tree. And it was a couple of thousand at one time, but nowadays we just have it's about 3 feet tall tree with built-in lights. We'll put a wreath outside as our decoration. And yeah, I know what you're talking about, the trail with the people that play. A friend of ours, their daughter is a surgeon, and they built a house a couple of years ago. It's right near the Viking Tower, in fact, just down the road from there. And yeah, they paid for some outfit to come out and put up the lights all around the house, and then they'll come back sometime in January, take it all down and take it back. So it's like, wow, you're renting your decorations. But like you said, I guess, well, you get the money. Okay. Back in my working days, I always had a tree. And I shouldn't say always. The last place I was at, I didn't do anything because I really didn't care at that point. But I used to have a tree. I used to have it up all year round. We just turned the lights on after Thanksgiving. And there's my stories for this round. So, stand by just a moment. Yeah, the back stuff, I had somewhat major surgery in 2015 because I really couldn't get out of bed for about a month. Well, they fixed that up, and it was working okay. But when you look at the pictures of my spinal column, there are spots where there is no space for the nerves to run. And it floors up once in a while, and it's floored up big time here this year. And then I had another issue of an ankle that just wanted to keep giving out. And well, so far this year, that ankle has also resulted in a dislocated elbow, and did something to my knee just a few days ago that is going to need some looking at, I would expect. So I'm just, a walking poster child for being old and falling apart, I guess. As I told them at therapy, it is part of my year-long quest to see how many different body parts I can have that need work. And they said, look, you have an operation poster hanging up on the wall? And I said, yeah, I should do that. Check off all the pieces there. But yeah, tomorrow is, like I said, it's got a fancy name. They call it a Minuteman for some reason. But it literally is a plastic taco bowl. They poke a little hole and go in from the side and screw this thing in your spine. And hopefully it'll hold vertebrae part. We'll see. It's a drive-through kind of thing. Whether it be in Lake Geneva at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'll be home sometime later in the day. Anyhow, enough of those kind of stories. But back earlier days of FM and repeaters, there used to be a bunch of old guys that would get on. Well, actually, it wasn't a net. They called it Jericho net. And a bunch of old guys would get on, and they literally would compare all of their, there it goes again. They literally would compare all of their medical stories, the past week. It was alternating, fun to listen to or really depressing to listen to. Anyway, since my timer saying I talked a bunch, this is WP9,
All right, thank you, Dave. And as always, don't worry, you can't talk too much here. There are no time limits here on the 2 a.m. net. And speaking of 2015, you weren't here when Carol checked in. When Carol checked in and I wrote down his call sign, I got to the X and the lead on my pencil broke. And I normally have a whole stash of pencils here, and for some reason I only had one. So I did some scrambling here and I dug up a pencil. And in the process, I found something I had intended to look for. I knew that I had these green fountain pen cartridges here somewhere. These are the old Schieffer ones that you used to be able to buy everywhere. I don't think you can anymore. But they have a manufacturer date of April. Alright, not all of them do. Some of them have a manufacturer date of April 2015 on them. Some of them have a manufacturer date of January 2003. I wonder if any of these will still work. But I suppose I will find out. I have 4 of them from 2003 and 4 of them from 2015. Suppose I'll use the older ones first. Anyway, we're at the bottom of the list again. Do we have any more check-ins for the 2 a.m. net? Come now, please. Well, hearing none, I guess I probably wasn't on the air or listening back when you're talking about, Dave, with the Geritol net. But of course I've heard similar. Used to hear that mornings pretty regularly on the MRC repeater. And there's always stuff like that on HF, especially 80 meters. Anyway, I doubt I will come up with any new topics until after the net. So unless you guys object, we'll call this the 7-3 round. And we'll go back to the top of the list. Carol, it's your turn. Talk as long as you like, as long as you can. And 9CXK from KC9UDX.
Kind of waiting, hoping somebody will come in there, but I guess a lot of the nets are this way the last few weeks. I think people are just really busy and they are not hanging out on the radio. So, but I'm glad to hear you guys. And Matt, you always make me feel like I should take a nap. So I think you should take a nap again after this. Before you go to bed tonight, you should take a nap. Yeah, I remember the Geritol net. I didn't listen to it much, but I know of it and that it was on back before I had my license. And it was, kind of fun. I've been listening to WGN for about 40 years now, and they used to have a couple of women on there. They had a most wonderful show on WGN. They were Kathy and Judy, and every Christmas they'd have what they call the Merry Medical Christmas. They'd have people send in all the Christmas cards where these people just went on and on about all their medical problems in these Christmas cards. So then they just read excerpts from all these Christmas cards interspersed with some loud Christmas music and stuff. And it was the most hysterical thing. I think I even have 90 minutes on a tape somewhere. It's just the most fantastic thing. It was just, you'd hate to laugh at people, but people would go into such horrible detail about their most personal medical problems and stuff in these letters. And it's just incredible to listen to it. So that's what I always think of. Merry Medical Christmas. It was fantastic. And other than that, I don't have much to report. I did another radio new to me here. It's an all-mode 2-meter rig. All-mode 10-wood 2-meter rig. A little older one. The guy had replaced a lot of things on it, and it is in beautiful shape, and receiver sensitivity is good, and transmitter is good, so happy to have that one. It's actually more of a mobile style, so I could actually put that one in the car one of these days when I want to. That'll be kind of fun. I'm just hauling stuff out of the closet here all the time and putting it on the air or getting to work, because I collected so many nice things, but I didn't use them all. So that's what I'm doing now. And this winter's going to be a big garage cleaning project. Just got to start moving a lot of stuff along. I need more Hamfest, but that's not really on the horizon either. So, Dave, again, good luck tomorrow. I'm sure that'll go fine. It doesn't sound too bad. I mean, it sounds bad, but it doesn't sound too bad. And I guess you're pretty well settled with it. So, yeah, get a good rest tonight. And you'll probably be back home before you know it. You're going to Lake Geneva for that. I don't even know where you would go in Lake Geneva. Orthopedic stuff that I've had, it was all in Burlington. They have a brand new orthopedic hospital clinic thing on the south side of Burlington, and that's where I went for my last couple of procedures. So Lake Geneva, I have no idea where you'd go there. So, anyways, best of luck, and we'll be looking for you down the road here, maybe not next week's Nets, but the ones after that. And Merry Christmas, guys. I think it's going to be a decent Christmas. I think everybody will be able to get around okay and enjoy the family. So, I see. I was saying Merry Christmas, everybody. Looks like it'll be a good enough Christmas, and I maybe didn't wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, but I hope you had a good one. Ours was very good. Everybody came that was supposed to come, and it was a busy time, and we didn't have hardly any turkey left, so that was the best part. 73 for tonight. Guys, have a good one. Have a good rest of your week. And 9CXK.
All right, thank you, Carol. Say 7-3 to you. And I guess this year is different than last year. Last year we had a really good turnout in December. There were 7 of us, all familiar. Myself, you, Carol, Frank, W9JCC, you, Dave, Steve, N9FSC, Jim, KS9Q, and Dale, AB9DW. And I guess I was wrong. Unless it's maybe a December thing, because I said both of you, your signal strength was up this month. And I guess it is from recent months, but it was exactly the same last year. Well, it's your turn on the 7-3 round, Dave. WB9BWP from KC9UDX.
Yeah, those back and signals seem probably pretty close to the same as they have been. Naturally a little stronger here than Carol, but everybody is very readable. I think when we go down here, that last night, maybe, that I had the radio scanning, I heard a Chicago station on Simplex. Or, I should say Illinois, I don't know just where he was. I was just about ready to turn everything off when I heard him there, so I did not answer him, but perhaps there was a bit of an opening. So I was talking in December, but yeah, there were some good ones during the summer here on 2 years. I did like 4 states or something one night after midnight. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going in Lake Geneva either. I think it's services that the doctor that I go to, and I don't know who else. Since it's just a drive-through thing. He's got an office there too, so and that's where he does minor things, I guess. In 15, when he did the major work on my back, for that, I had to go to Kenosha. That's a pretty nice place. They have good food even, which you don't often say that about hospitals. Anyhow, 73 to you guys, and yes, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all of those. On Thanksgiving, we went out to eat. My wife and I and her sister, as most of the family over the years has passed on. And after we got this house, everybody said, oh, we're going over there. And so for a number of years, we had a whole bunch of people here. And as I say, that has now changed. Anyway, 73 to everyone, and good holidays, and we'll see what we got for this next come January. This is WP9, BWP.
All right, thank you, Dave. And, of course, good luck in Lake Geneva. And you mentioned Kenosha. The last time I was in Kenosha was when my daughter got her license. There was a couple of months when there was no testing here in Milwaukee. And it might have been in December or January, I don't remember. But she was really ready to go. She was finally ready to go, and we were not going to wait until there was testing here again, so we went all the way to Kenosha. Anyway, I suppose I'll, after the net here, climb underneath the desk and see if I can figure out why I don't have 12-volt power. And then hopefully next month I've got a working fan again. This radio does seem to behave better with that fan. Now I kind of wonder if it was even working last month. I would like to say it was, but I don't really know. And I will say this concludes the 2 a.m. net. Feel free to reg chew on this frequency after my transmission. We will meet again on the 14th of January, and I'm going to have to update my calendar in here and update my software too, which of course means rewriting it. Anyway, you guys have a Merry Christmas and of course a Happy New Year too. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the 14th. 7-3 and good night from KC9UDX.